Yeah, I just didn't fall back into a patterns I usually would when I'm feeling ugh. So yeah. Mm.
Yeah, being aware of those old patterns really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just didn't fall back into them.
Yeah, exactly.
So show me I've come how far that I've come because like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, I would have a bit of self-sabotage, a bit, but I didn't this time.
We can all fall, but it's about getting up as fast as possible again.
Pardon?
We can all fall, but it's all about getting up as fast as possible again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even about falling either. Because when you call it that, it's got a connotation to it, and that's not helpful either. Because the thing is, whatever pattern it is that was taken on, there was a reason and a value to it in the first place, and it's just not valuable anymore.
It's just part of being human because feelings being human. So
Yeah,
just part
exactly.
of being human to feel negative, not negative emotions, but low emotions is part of being human. So you'll feel it no matter how high we get, If we didn't feel, we'd be robots. So,
Yeah. What helped me too is not is to stop calling it like my pattern, because that the pattern doesn't really have anything to do with me. The pattern was just a behavior that I picked up somewhere. That I perceived had some kind of value. So it's not mine. It's never been mine. It was just something I did, or something I had observed and watched and decided to try it.
I'm going to be 100% honest. My coping mechanism used to be, it's been like this way for years, that when I'd feel like heavy emotions, I would end up masturbating and watching porn. But I don't do that anymore. It's gone. It's gone. That was just my way of, like, some people drink, some people smoke, some people take drugs. Mine was, playing with myself, but I don't anymore. I don't feel the need to. It was just a way of me suppressing emotions. But yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, so that pattern has no current value for you, right? But that doesn't mean that's true for everybody. That same behavior, that same pattern might have a value to someone else at this particular time. It doesn't make it a good pattern or a bad pattern. It's just about how you relate to the pattern.
I think for me, it was just that instant gratification. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the question you might ask is, do I have a need for instant gratification anymore? Or have I found some other form of gratification, period? that's sustainable and healthy for me now.
Yeah, I feel like I have. I've been doing heart meditations and breathing meditations instead. I just feel it was something that drilled into males, to be honest. Like, oh, males watch porn, it's normal for males to masturbate. Oh, I expect him to, he's a boy, you know? It's just normalized for males to do.
Just another coping mechanism.
Mm.
I mean, you go to 9 out of 10 therapists, and basically that's what they're going to do for you. They're going to just give you other coping mechanisms. They're going to trade one for another.
And not tell you that you're the only one that can change it.
Well, right. Thing is, coping behaviors aren't helpful. They just aren't.
Additional
I
mass.
actually, I don't know if it's a coping mechanism because I enjoy doing heart meditations. Yeah. Just part of my daily routine. Because when you're in the heart,
Sorry,
it's
Ian,
part
I
of the
missed that.
heart. I don't think it's a coping mechanism. It's just become part of my routine because I enjoy doing like heart meditations and breath work. I feel good after it. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and when you get in the heart, the power of the heart, you know, it's beautiful. I
Thing
just
is,
choose not.
dopamine is necessary. Otherwise, you wouldn't have it in your body.
Hmm.
There's a number of different ways to get, to create a shot of dopamine, and that's one of them.
I just choose not to feed the dark side because I know every time you watch porn, it's feeding your sexual energy. So, you know,
Yeah, who says?
it's just something I feel. I feel like when you watch porn and you have a wank, and that sexual energy is being fed to something dark. That's just what I feel. So that's why porn's free.
Yeah. I mean, the current human being as we know it is prone to addiction. Or you could even say predisposed toward addiction. Some of these addictions are worshipped by society.
And if we just look at the charge to that word, if we can pull away the negative connotation, the negative charge of the word addiction, you'll realize that word applies to everything you do in your life.
Yeah, if you weren't prone to addiction, you wouldn't be able to do anything automatic. Like you wouldn't be able to drive a car, you wouldn't be able to walk, you wouldn't be able to
Brush
chew,
your
swallow, and
teeth.
eat.
Yeah, all this, everything that we do. The foods we eat, we're addicted to. There's not much variety in my week of food.
Same here.
So some of these behaviors are given a stigma,
Mhm,
and others are worshipped, and all that's artificial too.
mhm.
Good morning,
Based on
Allison.
a normal. Yes, good morning, Allison.
Morning, Alison.
Yeah,
Hi,
for me,
Allison.
all that stuff has been more about being able to discern what's healthy for me and what is not, as far as behavior is concerned.
Addiction is but just part of the human character. We need it. Or like Craig said, we wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah, like I can't tell you how many times I pulled an all-nighter to complete a contract or something. And I've just come to realize that that's very unhealthy for me. Okay, someone else might be able to do that, but it's unhealthy for me.
So Ian has opened us up into listening to our heart. And then that's awareness. As we look at it now, what it means to us now. Look back 3 months. So call it July, just before the 4th of July. And realize what it meant then. Listening to our heart. It's just a progress. It's improving. It's evolution. It's stepping, growing, snowballing. So expand from that past now to through the holidays, however you enjoy. Through the new year, first quarter next year.
It's learning to master the power of my heart, because the last few days I was feeling not just emotionally but physically, because I was feeling low energy, and yeah, I was in my head a little bit, but as soon as I come back into my heart, it's like just trust and everything's gonna be all right. And yeah, just learning to harness that power. I learned to stay in my heart when in all situations, harnessing its power, listening to my heart, honoring my heart. And being okay to reach out for help, because it's something that I've always found quite challenging. So coming on these calls when I wasn't feeling too good was really good for me. Because yeah, it's reaching out for help I find quite challenging. So thank you all for the past 4 days for just the space. And now I can come on even when I'm not in the highest vibration. And I'll be held. So thank you.
Funny, I just got a message about someone sharing on Facebook, success addicts.
That's really funny to me, because my the addiction that kind of caught me was overachievement, high performance, and it nearly killed me. I was stuck in that one throughout my whole working life.
I can relate to that one, always having to do better. More and more. I got my education in my father's companies. Had to do everything better and cheaper than the rest.
Yeah. Also, when we can see our patterns, we can see society's patterns and where they're locked in, where they're trapped. We see it in cultures of businesses. We see it in all of it, you know, just like you said, Heinz. The flavor has been cutting cost, efficiencies, always an eye to the past and not one to the future. Anyway, we adopt, adapt, and use what works. Usually without really seeing or analyzing it. That's addictions, that's patterns, that's what we do. And I think when we focus on our heart, We find the ones that are important to us and we give them our attention. Rather than scattering it out all over to many different places, you only have so much energy. If you're divvying it out to 50 different places, it gets 2 units each.
Yeah,
If
reorienting
you
everything to
focus it
something
on
internal.
4. Mhm. Yeah, or even
That's
just
that's the structure
focusing on
too.
4 things. Mhm. No, without a doubt, outside or inside. Getting and giving.
Taking your inner authority back.
Yes. Really, that had never left.
Yes.
What does inner authority mean? Because just an authority, some people will be charged and it will repel them.
You could say inner voice, inner guidance.
Mhm. Finding what's important to each individual.
Yes.
That be similar to you, Ian, in your word of listening to your heart. I'm going to assume a yes.
Yeah, everything that I do now, I choose it to come from my heart. If it doesn't come from my heart, then I can basically fuck off. I'm not doing it. It's got to come from my heart. Pardon my language.
No apology needed. We're adults. I always have, if we weren't chasing our heart or following our heart before, what were we doing? What did we think we were doing?
Doing what we were told.
It's like
That's what I was doing or trying to do.
Mhm. You were trying to create something. Like, what were you trying to create? So what did they tell you you needed to create?
Well, what was implied is that you need to conform to this so that you're in harmony with us. But that took me out of harmony with me.
Yes. Yes. Ironic, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they they, right, were telling us what they learned, how they saw the world, how it works for they. Just think of that for a moment.
Yeah.
So that we may not do it. And yet we're doing it here. I don't see how you can't do it. There's some angles that you can aim it, direct it, guide it. And then there's ways to receive it. As I was thinking about what they would say, tell us, I went back to a child, and it was like my dad setting up the fence, if you will, right? The path. And all I was like I could only hear it through my ears. No way could I understand what he meant, how he meant it.
Yeah.
I was a child from 0 to today, right?
Yeah.
0 to 6, there's no way any of that makes sense. I just honor that. Good, bad. I don't even, not even good, bad, just what it was. It's our time. It's the time that we were a part of, mixed into, part of the ocean.
Yeah. And parents only modeled and taught the best they knew.
From the
And
model
we only
that was
understood the
modeled.
best we could.
That's
It's
always the best. And like everyone is always. I'm sure there's some people out there that their best is harm.
Yeah.
They're still doing their best. I think we all, in general, is the majority. In a child born into a family of thieves.
Yeah.
And that tension between what the world says and what our heart says, oof, that's always there.
Yeah, it's humbling to realize how much of this misinformation is being sold and marketed around the planet right now. People are spending trillions of dollars on it.
And will, as long as it's there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we congregate with others who are learning to listen to our hearts.
What do I wish? I wish people would see where they're always saying no. May I see where I am saying no. So that I can start saying yes and.
Yeah, and the other side of that is being discerning as to what we say yes to.
Well, that depends on whether it's automatic or not, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. So I was thinking about saying yes with other people. So in that, if I just think of that exchange as energy, it's either we're saying no to their energy, their passion, their best, or we're saying yes and what can we do with it? How can we bring it together? It's just a no keeps it the same. Yes and allows it to change.
Yep.
Yeah. And encouraging each other to follow our inner voice.
Mhm. A no doesn't do that.
Nope.
I still think if it's an automatic no, it doesn't. But if it's a considered no, it could, Jason.
Yes. I think that very important in that is discernment.
Mm.
Then people will say the automatic no. People will think they thought about the no and they really haven't.
Mm.
And that's in that discernment.
Giving it enough space, right?
Yeah. It's like, how do we know we've given it enough space?
I feel for me, I'm starting to see people's actions if it's from the heart or not. It's like, for example, on TikTok or social media, you see people like helping homeless people, like putting a camera in their face. I watched this video and there's a guy giving this homeless woman flowers and food. I'm recording it and I'm like, before I would have been like, oh, he's so kind. But now it's like, why would you record it and put on social media if it's from the heart? You do it, you don't feel the need to tell people you do nice things privately. Why would you feel the need to record it and put it all over social media, you know? So to me, that shows it's not from the heart because there's a hidden agenda if you want to record it and put it all over social media. Do nice things and yeah, just keep it between you and God. It doesn't need, no one needs to know when it's from the heart.
So Ian, what lets you know that there's a hidden agenda? How can you sense that?
I'm not sure. I just feel like if there wasn't a hidden agenda, you wouldn't be pouring it all over social media platforms and people like, oh, you're so kind, and you know what I mean. You wouldn't need to do that.
Here's what I listened in it, was the discernment. The could it be like genuine, or could it be for some other intentions that people don't necessarily can see themselves? So I tie it right into Ian is practicing listening to his heart. And what we're listening there is we're listening for authenticity. We're listening for truth. And ultimately, it lands with you, Ian, which means it lands with every other individual, which meant every other individual, if they actually like thought about it, would they watch that from that person again? Or are they just there to see it and feel good about themselves? Hmm.
Do it to get followers. The more followers, the more money they get, the more they can share their money. So sort of like a business of just helping the less fortunate.
Yeah, I think again, it's the heart, right? What are they? Whether they're really doing it or not, it's not until we walk in their shoes do we really know. I just honor, Ian, that you see something different to ask, what could it be? Because when we ask, then we'll know we're either going to get the automatic response that we're trained, conditioned to have, and we'll have space for a new one.
Good morning, Sandrell.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Virtual hug for you, Quincy.
Oh, thank you. I feel the hug already. I'm coming into the space and feeling the energy, and it's a like a peaceful presence of inquiry going on. That's what I'm feeling. And that gentle answers of purity are flowing back into our souls and awakening our authentic, true answers that are not prefabricated by any of the drama or traumas that we lived, but of love, the answers of love, of our origin, of our creation, of our beingness. And those answers are affirming us and empowering us to be more of that in the world, because we're not of the world, and to be more of that and connecting with others. And we're just strengthening and growing and enjoying this thing that we have been created and called life. It's a beautiful day. Happy, beautiful, loving Monday, everyone. And hugs to you and hugs to you all.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Sandrell. Right back at you.
I love hearing that little red coat speak.
Mm.
Thank you. I'm smiling. My ears have already been awakened. My cheeks have pressed up into my ears. The corners of my mouth, it feels it's just like, just whatever. Come on, anything negative. I dispel you. Oof.
I love how you came in and just read the energy right away.
Good energy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Your senses are very accurate this morning.
So articulate the gleaning of your words. What's going on here? What's really going on?
You already know the answer to that question.
I know. I just want to hear your answer. I want to hear your words, your expression. I know something's up. What? Okay. Oh, so everybody gonna be quiet now. Okay.
No, Ian's gonna share it.
Okay, Ian. You got the scoop. Spill it.
Just make me laugh. The volume turned up to do it, man.
He built the platform for this morning. The last couple of mornings, he's offered the word first, and that builds the platform.
Okay, so I gotta go into the chat to find the word. Y'all tough cookies this morning, okay? But I still got your number. Listen to your heart's wisdom. Yeah. Evergreen.
Yeah. New every morning.
We've been touching on our awareness, aware, unaware patterns. What does it mean to listen to your heart? And why are people doing it? And if they're not, what are they or could they be doing in its place?
When it's from the heart, it's always loving and compassionate, and yeah, I can just feel the difference when it's from my heart. It's always comforting. It's always beautiful when it's from my heart. Compassionate towards myself, compassionate towards others, loving, just completely different feeling.
Yeah. And that gauge applies to everything. Applies to every moment. And so that feeling dictates, drives, creates every moment.
And you just feel the oneness. Like last night, there was a slug in my kitchen, and I was just looking at the slug like, oh, you're so cute. And I just felt one with it, and I didn't want to hurt it. I just put it outside. They were so cute, the little tentacles coming out, and I was like, oh, yeah. I've never looked at a slug and thought it was so beautiful before. Mm. And compassionate for the slug, like, I don't want to hurt you. I'll put you outside. I'll be really gentle, you know.
Mm.
Thank you for the little slug trail you've left.
Mm.
That is approaching the moment with yes and.
Yes. Here my heart is dancing in the silhouette of joy, praising in happiness awareness even more, yielding all the faith of the choice I go to love, connecting with your heart to heart, even from above. Busy bees creating in this evolutionizing love, saying yes and more to even restore. We live in harmony. It's a choice forevermore. Giving love, giving joy, being yes and more.
Mm.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Mm. So beautiful.
Can I get that recorded?
Yep.
I don't know. We're not recording now, right?
Mhm.
All this stuff is spontaneous. You know, the revolution will not be televised or recorded.
Well, it'll always happen in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, it won't get any news coverage either.
Mhm. And that's okay.
Man,
And that's better, actually.
Because I lived in the moment, whether it be recorded or not.
Just so I could listen back to it. It was so beautiful.
yes, it is. Ian.
And it came from all of you. I was just an expression that it came through.
Yes, and it's appreciating what's in front of us.
Mm.
Whether it was the slug yesterday, or a beautiful song.
When I live like this, I come to realize that life sneaks up on me.
And why did you use the word sneaks up on you?
Because it's kind of like that. I don't know how else to describe it. The unexpected shows up. It's always a surprise of some kind.
Living in the moment of a time that we've never lived before and will never live it again.
One in which we can create, or it will be created for us.
Yep.
Either way, we are creating it.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe I'm living in a new level of attention where I don't miss things the way I used to. Like I don't miss what's happening. Maybe that's why it's so surprising. because I'm paying closer attention.
Paying closer attention to the less that's there.
That what you want, it really has no power over you. The vision of your heart's desire is more prevalent and more relevant than every and anything else, because it's you, your life, your point of perspective. You're no longer living by proxy, but by vote, your own vote. You cast your own vote into your beingness. You're creating. Like Jesse said, if you're not creating, someone is creating your matrix elements.
And the difference is whether you're contributing to it consciously or whether your vibration as it is just there. And then somebody else or other forces use it for creation.
So yesterday I wrote, being in the rat race is living life in a hypnotic trance. I wrote it something like that. But the rat race is a hypnotic trance.
Yeah. Yep.
Lack of discernment and awareness.
Hypnotic.
Yep. The how it is rather than how it could be.
Ooh, that challenges me. How it is or how it could be. Or for me, I'm challenged with how it is or how it is.
Mm.
And the change in there is the responsibility, the accountability for how it is.
Capacity to see things as they are.
Mm-hmm.
And we can change it by changing our perspective,
Mm-hmm.
how we look at it.
I'm intrigued, Cinderell, that you used the term hypnotic trance, because we actually talked to that about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, and about living in a theta brainwave state.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of thing. But the trance you're talking about is basically induced by the rat race.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier I was talking about the one that's kind of self-induced, that you have a certain amount of control over. And you get into that state intentionally so that you can access your multidimensional senses from there. So thank you for that insight
Yeah.
into what induces the trance.
Reinforces it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's the rat race is it just kind of redoes it over and over again to the point where people don't even realize they're in a trance.
Yep.
You have that cup of coffee and you drive to work, you don't even realize you're doing it.
Don't even have to think about the direction the car is going to go in.
Exactly.
That leads back to what we talked about.
Living the dream.
We're addicted.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you say?
We talked about earlier that addictions, good and bad addictions, we don't even realize we are addicted to doing something, driving a car, doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some addictions are good, some are bad. And when you realize the difference, that's when you can make a change.
Mm-hmm.
But we also mentioned that it's not the addiction that's good or bad. It's whether it's healthy for me or not.
Right. You read in my mind because I was like immediately. At the end of the night, I like to cut on the TV sometimes and watch something silly or just, like find a little love story or, some little wholesome apple pie town kind of story. And I just, I sit there and I enjoy it. It's like a hypnotic trance, right? To watch it until the end. And that's where we are. We do that when we go to the movies too. And it's like just being carried on a wave of thought. But I was just thinking how you were talking about going into theta, that's a self-created hypnotism where, what did you say, where we access our highest wisdom? What did you say?
Yeah, our multidimensional senses.
In other words, life's intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
part of it, as far as we can get to it. There's way more than what we can get to.
It's like giving water to a plant. I have a plant outside my door, and every time I go out, I'm like, is the pan dry? I water it. What if I did that for my brain? Like recognize when I was dry and it gets water, and like 3 minutes later, I look at it, it's like all perky and spry, and the leaves are just, oozing a higher degree of brilliance, Theta is water to the brain.
Yeah, and at the same time, it gives your thinking brain a rest.
Yeah, that sucker needs the rest. It's kind of closed-minded.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go over there and chill out. Let me rotate your tires or put some new ones on you. You need some new tread.
Yeah, it silences brain chatter too.
Mm. I just feel my word for the day is choice. I'm still exploring the infinite availabilities through choice.
Mm. Always comes back down to that, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
And that we have the power to do that is so, don't know what word to use as an adjective, but it's our superpower. That and compassion.
Mhm. And I believe in the heart of my choice is always that desire to be in alignment with the divine creator, because it's such a sweet, sweet, sweet spot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I don't have to be concerned, or it just doesn't come up as a concern of how will things turn out, or what's next. It's just bliss. But when I'm in that alignment and I look back, the results of the choice just to be in alignment is fruitful. It's fruitful in ways that cannot be measured in that W2 hypnotic state. It's beyond that. It's higher than that. It's more voluptuous than that. It's delicious. It's the stuff that living is life for.
Mm. It's expanded, hey, Sindro.
Ooh. It's the power of love. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I looked up that song. It was from Back to the Future. How about that? Back to the Future.
Embracing and acknowledging every heartbeat that we have and every breath that our bodies take. Recognizing the power of it. Bowing down to the emotion of the experience of that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Mm. Mm.
I've got to go now, guys, but much love to you all and thanks for a beautiful evening, afternoon.
Thank
love.
you, Ian.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ian. Bye.
Ian.
Take
Beautiful
care,
day.
Eva. Have a pleasant day.
Much love, everyone.
Big love, Ian.
Just seeing what is. The hardest step. Sure, you can be so sure of what's there and miss everything else.
Mm.
You, I will attract to the story I want.
Mm. I'll repeat that. I will attract to the story I want. That's bringing up an awareness for me. I will attract to the story I want, which is a different perspective of attracting to me what I want. I will attract to the story I want.
So what that brings up for, sorry, Sandra, were you finished?
No, go ahead, please. You're in my thoughts. Say it.
Okay, so what that brings up for me was yesterday, or on the weekend, there were just a few things that happened. And it brought back again what it is to be aware of what we could be a part of in addition and in between what we imagine is what we want to create. And so that's what you picked up with what Jesse said, kind of fits with it for me because it's a different directioning.
Yes.
And that awareness for me was very, enhancing, and it gave me more space. I felt more expanded with it. And I know I've had it before, but in a different way. It didn't quite come together so clearly for me as what it did on the weekend. So it's a marrying of using our power of choice and listening. Because ultimately our most valuable engagement here is being of service, and that means creating.
Mhm.
And not everybody is going to create in the same way. And for some people, doing it in the other direction, that's probably what their energy dictated, or what their stronger energy was for. That there are different ways of manifesting. And always to be open and aware and to be able to discern. But to relax into that listening, that's how you get to all these layers. Surrendering into it, going into the empty.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. We're indoctrinated with this thing. It says no pain, no gain, but it doesn't have to be pain. It just
Absolutely. Doesn't have to be. Sometimes it is.
Going through the process, but even pain isn't pain.
Well, it's not suffering, right? That's
Yeah. Pain doesn't have to be pain could be healing. Going through that veil of healing. Of like my saying, I frequently say, how many times must I die to be born again? And the dropping away of things that that no longer serve, that I've grown through, they can die away, and it's parting is such sweet sorrow, but hey, let me live again.
Good morning, Nikki.
Morning, Nikki.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So interesting. I'm so happy to be here and coming into this understanding. Thank you. Beautiful. For what I've heard, was actually quite perfect. So yeah, isn't that interesting? Wow. Thank you. Really good. Yeah. So yesterday we had a wonderful, because it was a very difficult day yesterday for me, but I wanted to be swept off my feet, literally. So I went for a walk with my friend, Karina. And it's always a pleasure, we just when we connect, it's just our hearts just, yeah, it's just a wonderful time, wonderful. And so we were walking with our girls, their dogs, you know, she has a boy, Maltese, Christoph, and mine is Rosie and Bounty, as you know. And as we were walking, yeah, it was so beautiful. Hey, the evening was really beautiful because we've had a lot of rain, yeah, like seriously. And so it was like all clear. And then, you know, as we were sitting at this sunset was coming and it was just beautiful. And we got this spot, yeah, right by the water. It was like, oh, magical, right? And as we're sitting there and we're watching, and it's very beautiful. I love that light. I don't know if everyone understands the sunset light, but you know that light, that glow, that beautiful glow. It's like a warm, and it hit my friend's face. Because obviously I had my back to, you know what I mean? It's like I saw this glow on my friend's face. And I said, wow. Anyway, and we were just talking because we talk like this. This is our language. This is the language we can speak. We understand each other's language. You know what I mean? We're not speaking foreign. Yeah. We speak in consciousness. Yeah. We speak in awareness. We're speaking deep into our hearts. Yeah. What we're choosing, what we're loving, how we want to process things, yeah, how we want to let go of things, and know no matter what, you know, we know that all is well. And so as we were sitting there, I had a lot of questions, like a lot of questions, and I like the question that came up now was, how many times do you have to die to be reborn? Isn't that interesting that Sadrell said that? And how come we know what we know, but we're still not doing it? And how come we know what we know and then we're still struggling with it? What is the resistance to that? Yeah.
The hypnotic trance.
It's right. What? Yeah. So I was saying to this friend of mine that I find very, very powerful and highly intelligent, that we all have, but it's wonderful to be in a space where you can be fed. You know what I mean? Just sit and be fed, receive. And I allowed that just to receive the information that was coming from her. Because I know when she's speaking, it's a need to know that is what is happening right now, right? Right now, this is what's happening. So I'm very grateful that I could open up to that. And as I was opening up and receiving it, something suddenly happened. Music, my dear. It was a trumpet, a saxophone. And I will send the video to all of you. If I've not sent it to Facebook, because at that moment I send it to the world. I said, listen, look what we've got here to demonstrate love. Because as we said together, oh, we've got to go to the music. I said, hell yes, let's go. Because she said, oh, can you hear that? I said, oh, I heard it. Let's go. And we get up, we walk. And we're walking towards this, by the water, saxophone, most beautiful music. I videoed it. So I got it on video. I'm going to send it. Yeah, I'm going to definitely send it to the group. Yeah. Anyway, I tell you not, as I stood there and Karina and I looking at each other, I said, if this hasn't swept me off my feet now and feel so in love with life and with myself, wow, this filled me up. It filled me up because it was so beautiful, but absolutely the best. I mean, you can hear, but when you really hear, everybody gathered from our neighborhood. People were coming out of their apartments. People coming from a walk, maybe, coming towards. We had a gathering. People were listening. And I watched how everybody was just so at awe with the music. The melody, people videoing, people commenting, and Karina and I just looking. And I said, wow, I wanted to be swept off my feet. And boy, have I been swept off my feet now, right? And so when that happened, guess what else happened? It gets better. It comes a couple. There's obviously people gathering and by the musician playing, and you go, oh, that's nice. People just watching. But it was actually a proposal, a wedding.
Mhm.
Mother-in-law, mother, sister, family, brother, cousin, friend. Whoa. Standing. And you see them standing, and she's here. She looks beautiful because they went out for a dinner. He took her out for a dinner. And after the dinner, he said, let's go walk on the water, on the Hudson water, yeah? And she's walking with him. And she said, hey, I hear something. Listen to that. Because when they were in the restaurant, this musician was playing, this guy was playing, and she loved his music. And so that because he loved the music, he hired this particular gentleman that played the saxophone to play that day, to play that night, last night. So when she was walking, she could hear him. And she said, I hear that. She says, yeah, let's walk to it. So let's go walk to it. So she's walking. It was a complete surprise. She didn't know anything was coming. Isn't that interesting, eh? And as she appears, she sees her family. But the family was also hiding. Do you know what I mean? They were hiding. And so she was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. He says, yeah. And then the family comes out. And obviously everybody is around listening to the music. We didn't know this was going to be a proposal. He went down on his knee. How do you like that, my dear? He went down on his knee. Oh my God. I got it on tape. I videoed the whole thing. I didn't post this part. I think I did, but it doesn't matter. And then you hear him say, will you marry me? Let me tell you. She says, yes, I'll marry you. And then he opens up and he lets her see the ring. And then he puts the ring on her finger and they hug and kiss. And then the music just gets like out of control because now he's playing like the best, just the best. It was just wow. It was just wow. And so we were celebrating and we were like just observing. And in the freaking cruise ship came by, a cruise ship, like full on cruise ship with lights and music coming behind them. How do you like that, my dear? Everybody was there to celebrate. People waving from the water. This is nighttime, No lights, but we have lights. But you know what I mean? Not daylight. It's night. Everyone's on the deck waving. You know what I mean? Celebrating her. Isn't that interesting? Celebrating her. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm even like Godsmacked with this speaking about it. But what came to me was when Karina and I wanted just to congratulate them, and we were asking, should we? I said, absolutely, we should. Why not? And we went to the groom first, but you know what I mean, the guy first, because she was all with her family, celebrating and her friends. So we went to the groom, the guy, and we just congratulated him. And then we asked him, like, how did you do that? Like, how did you do that? He said, it was all a surprise. I said, well, my dear, thank you very much. And then I said to them, then I went to the let's say bride, okay? The bride, just use a bride. And went to the bride. It was congratulations. Oh my God, she was like, it's so beautiful. And she showed us the ring. I said, so beautiful. And I said, did you know? She said, no, it was a complete surprise. I said, isn't that just sweet? Wow. And you know what, even more so that I felt so much that the mother-in-law, she was lovely. Because as he proposed, she was the first one to run to him. She was the first one to run to him. and hugged them both. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful circle of love there. With all the acceptance and celebration and welcoming, and the sister-in-law, you can see the sister-in-law looking at a future sister-in-law, thinking, "My God, I got a sister. This is family here." You know what I mean? And I said, "Oh, it was just expanding." And then when I looked at the mother was very. You could see the mother. This is a wow. This is a really devotional, committed, determined, strong, very strong, but very passionate woman. You could see it, and you could just see it. And when I came out, and I said, "I just want to congratulate, the mother for the groom." She said, "Yes, thank you." And she like looking at me, and I was looking at her. And I said, yeah, it's just like, you did good. You did good. You raised a very, very fine man. And she looked at me in that appreciation. Okay. Oh, my dog. I have to watch my dog. Sorry, it's getting a little seizures. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby girl. Sorry, just give me a second. So what happened when I could really like, it was just beautiful to say that to her, because her daughter, the groom's sister, looked at her mother with a confirmation. She said, "Did you hear that, Mommy?" And I promise you this, the mother looked at the daughter. She looked at her daughter, and that was it. I have done my job well. I have run this race well. And my son can be joined with his soulmate. There's nothing more that a mother wants, or anyone wants for their children, or anyone wants for anybody. Right? And so that to me was so much fulfillment and encouragement also, because I thought, wow, I'll be standing one day in your shoes and saying goodbye to my son, joining with his wife, because that's what sons have to do. They have to join with their wives. They have to become one with their wives, and wives have to become one with their husbands. We have to become one with each other. And that's the strength. That's the beauty of living and being here and witnessing that, because it does happen. But I could have been very distracted in my overwhelmness and just carried on, maybe just asking so many questions, where it wasn't needed to ask any more questions. It was for me to experience how I wanted to feel. And what I wanted to feel that day was completely be swept off my feet. And that is what I received. I was swept off my feet, and it was this incredible love of music. And God showed me it can happen suddenly. Suddenly, you can be going through the darkest, hardest time of your life. But suddenly, I will sweep you off your feet. And you will know it's me and it's not man. Because you attracted it. You created. And that's the power of love. Isn't that beautiful? And that was a demonstration of love, my dear, because it couldn't have been any more beautiful than what I witnessed yesterday. And I posted it and I shared.
Wow.
So yeah.
Do you remember earlier in this session I mentioned that and I'm coming to realize that life just kind of sneaks up on you?
Yeah.
Nikki just had a perfect example of what I mean by that.
Yeah.
here's this whole situation that just unfolds right in front of you and it's totally unexpected.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Here it is. Yeah. Just let it show up. Just let it come up. Let it show up for what it is. And it is nothing to die to even anymore. You know, we have this thing where there is a time of transition. There is a time of letting go. There is a time that we take the action and we allow ourselves to know that how we have reacted before. But that is because it's just a process of coming through many, many things that we just got to witness and why we came here for. So it is it's just let it just come up, you know, let it just come up. Whatever, uncomfortable even if it comes up, you know, it's a beautiful thing, you know, that you have that power that even if somebody comes and brings scarcity to your life and tells you there's scarcity and tells you there's no way, you go, no, I've been around long enough to know that, hey, my God provides, baby. There's no lack here. There's no scarcity here, you know? Yeah. Because you can have all and everything and you can still be in bondage. And I like what Emily says, and I like what Anderson also said, when they say, when you have a roof over your head and you can eat and you're healthy and your children are healthy, that's abundance there.
Exactly.
We forget what abundance is. That's abundance, eh? And when we stand on that abundance, that is when God says, as Joe beautifully said yesterday, day before yesterday, and I tell you, abundance in alignment. Because when you're in alignment, that abundance will show up. And you'll be traveling with no money. You, my dear, will be having doors open for you, money in the bank, my dear. You go, where did this come from? Yes, because we just go with the flow. We're in the flow. We can rest, we can relax. Yeah. We can relax. And this is a beautiful way to demonstrate this relax, because wow. Yeah. So we all here, you know, we all here, and that's what matters. That's what matters. We all here. And that's what matters. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I was there. I was there in the
You
walk.
were? Yes.
I was hearing the music,
Oh,
just
I'm
like
going to
coming
send it to you. Yes.
from the faint distance, just drawing you in, and
yes, I'm
all
going to
the
send
other
it in the chat box right
participants.
now as I speak, because I don't procrastinate. When I got an idea, I send it.
Do it.
I'm sending it now to the group.
Do it.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Let me tell you, I just got to work this. I'm very good with this. With the phone scenario, I'm very good. So I just go into there and I'm going to be sending it. Trust me on this one. Yes. And you're all going to, you're going to all be there. And yeah, you're going to know. So here it goes. It's wonderful.
I've seen it, but it's actually more beautiful to see it through your eyes.
Yes. Hans,
Yeah.
I think there's something between you and me, hey? I think there's something, eh? There's something happening here. I think the love connection here it's just expanding more and more. I'm feeling it more and more when I hear you. I tell you, I just want to tell you, this is wow. Wow, that is like that's a love language you're giving me now, baby. That's a love language.
Like when you talked about what's it called, rugby.
Yes,
I'd much rather hear you explain it, because you explain it with such emotion. You really put yourself into it.
Listen, stop it. I love you. I'm sending it all. Can you see, everybody? I've sent it. I've sent it in the heart center. Yes, sir.
Just arrived.
I send it. There it is. Out there for everyone to witness, to see, to play, to enjoy, to be there, to fill yourself up with love and music. because that's who you are. You're an instrument of love. Hello, you still there?
Yeah. I'm
Hello?
still here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because I'm still here with my work here. But yeah, it's just an instrument of love, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm just grateful that this is real. I'm
No,
not, it's not,
Nancy,
I'm not
you just-
pretending. There's no pretense, you know. I'm not saying my life is perfect because no one is. And I'm not saying that you know, God forbid, even this morning, oh my God, if you just know, if you just have knowing what is knowing, I go, whoa, I should be, whoa, like feeling like completely defeated. But no, because suddenly things are coming. And when they come, I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. I am prepared. I have been preparing this table for a very long time, not just for me, but for others. And it's got nothing to do if they receive it, if they eat it, if they don't eat it, they like it, they don't like it, it don't matter. Because the people that sit around your table, they're going to feast. I am very thorough with that. Because I love a feast. I love a buffet. I love more than enough. More food, lots of it coming constantly. No, freaking 2-3 plates, baby. Let's go. Go for next. You know what I mean? Eat the cake. Yeah. There's no time. This is where you got to be selective, very selective in saying, no, I don't choose that anymore. You know? And this is what fills you up. And when you really get to fill up, you will fill up your plate with all the goodies and you go, thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you because you make the magic happen for me. It's the most beautiful thing. I witnessed that this morning because I couldn't come on earlier, obviously, but there's no, you know, there's no pressure, yeah. So when I'm on, I know when I'm on, you know. But I had things, this is something I had to prioritize and I had to, you know, put my attention to somewhere else. So that's okay because it was very productive. It was difficult, but productive. Yeah. And then I wondered and I thought, oh, it's a little late. But I go, no. It's never too late. It's never too late. And when I walked in and I heard Sadell and Alison speak, I go, I'm just here. I maybe not be right here, but baby, from the beginning, but I'm here. So that gave me another idea. It doesn't matter how we started in life. It doesn't matter what the beginning is. That's just the beginning. It is the now, what we're going to be doing. Yeah, it's very powerful. Because sometimes when you feel hopeless and you haven't got the real source of saying, okay, I'm just going to do that because and you gotta just allow yourself to know that it's coming. It's just coming. I don't know how it's going to come and I don't really need to know. But I got to tell you that the confirmation I received this morning, I wouldn't have been able to have that conversation years ago because I would think that I needed to fix it and I would need to put my resources into it because then it would just go away. But what I would do and what I have done is maybe sabotage the possibility of me knowing that other people are powerful. Yeah, they're powerful. And even in a situation that looks very, very victimized and very, 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 very hard place to be, and I mean that, for me to stay here and say, wow, I came off a conversation and a call that would have wiped me away. It would just sweep me off in such a place of feeling defeated because there's nothing I can do to help this person. But what I did was I realized something very magical, that it's got nothing to do with what I can give. It's the giver that gives. And he heard me. And when he heard me, he says, that's what it is. That's what's going to come. Because that's how simple it is. And when it comes, you're going to know it's me. It's not you. It's me. That divine spirit in you. That creative spirit that is so feminine and so gentle and so loving that it can come out and just show up. There's nothing for you to do. Because I was always thinking, you know, I've got to make some sort of impression here. You know, I've got to let them know that I know, right? I'm not stupid. You see what I mean? How your mind can play tricks on you? Because all your life, who are you to speak? Who are you? I was told to keep quiet. You don't know nothing. You can't amount to anything. You won't do anything with your life. Yeah. And today I've moved mountains. Actually mountains. By my faith that I realized that I've always had since a little girl. So that's when you say, don't despise yourself and thinking, when you go through life and you think, yeah, I'm back to where I was. It feels like I'm back from scratch. No, you're not. You maybe look like it, but you're not. Yeah, it's a very powerful, very powerful. This is really the power that we all have. And it brings me much joy to have that power and be around powerful people because I'm a creator. I create. And to be able to co-create with others is the most, it's to me, I breathe in. I breathe like I'm breathing fresh air. It's oxygen to my body. I become alive. And so, yeah, I don't take anything lightly anymore. I really am very appreciative of this. Yeah. So thank you. Mm. Very appreciation. Lots of it.
Yes, absolutely. Nikki,
Mm.
if I won a panel and after it's like you've been out on a different kind of battlefield and the battle appeared outside of you, but really it was the victory was the one that was won inside of you. And you had to stand in a place of truth that was self-affirmed by nothing and no one else. You, the affirmer, you, the knower, you aligned, you without explanation know the divinity of your truth. And you went out and put everything on the line. Like it was just like nothing to put everything on the line because that's just what it was, everything on the line. But you fought for the truth that runs through your veins and your heart. Like Esther in the Bible, if I perish, I perish. You fought the good fight. The battlefield is clear. You're at the peak of the mountain. It's okay to cry, but it's not because of fear. It's because your veins felt an exhilaration and a battle that's finally won. And now you can come and rest.
Oh my
Among
God,
others,
thank you.
the battle's been won.
Oh my God,
Amen.
thank you.
We receive you in love and give
Oh
you
my
your
God, thank you.
cloak, your coat of honor
Mm, mm,
that heals all your wounds.
mm, 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 mm,
We hug you, not in sorrow, but in
Yes.
victory,
Amen. That's it. Yeah.
because we honor you.
Mm,
You did what you had to do,
mm,
and
mm.
the world is better because through you, victory came through. We love you, Nikki.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. I really received that. I just also very
Amen to that,
empowered.
love.
Yeah, it's very empowered to also hear it from a woman. It means a lot to me. And it's not because it's anything of a gender. It's just beautiful. I love it. That's what I want. That's what I choose. As a woman, for another woman. Because there's nothing more nurturing and beautiful than a woman. Mother, woman. It's in us. Just that nurturing, that love that a woman can give is so beautiful. And to be able to receive love. Because when somebody stops loving you, it's very hard. Oh my God, my dog's crying too. She's crying. My little shih tzu. She's moaning. It's okay. Happy. And that's what's so beautiful, because it's just beautiful. It's empowering. It's pushing through, and knowing you have the strength. And to have the encouragement from another. It's very, 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 because
how many things have been spoken to our lives, how many things have get spoken every day to our lives, that you're not measuring up, that you're not enough, that you need to be like this, you need to be like that, and you need to do this, you need to that. So many demands, and you think, oh my God, I'm just running around, just killing fires here, but it's not anymore. If that makes sense.
There's life sneaking up on us again.
Yeah, yeah. And I realized that the 3 men that had to be in the fire, they didn't get help. They were, were told they're going to go into the fire. These 3, I know there's 3 men in the Bible.
3
I don't
Hebrew
know.
boys.
Yeah, they were going to go into the furnace.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Thank you.
Yes.
There we go. Filling the gaps there, Craig. I love you. I love you, man. You're the man. You are the man.
You know, the guys that threw him in actually
Yeah.
died because of the heat.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what happened? I never knew that. That's interesting. They died because of the heat, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
And so when you stand in your truth, it will set you free. It's not the easiest because not everyone's going to receive it, because we're all in difference. But when they were in the fire, they were in the actual fire. That's when God showed up. That's the 4th man that showed up in the fire. So when we're going through the in fire, we go, let me get through this because I'm coming out without even smelling like smoke. So you see, when people look at me, for example, you will never know. I even think to myself, do I know? Because what I come through in allowing to see where I am now, wow, I'm more than a survivor. I'm a conqueror. And that's not to be bragging, because I know where my strength came from. It came from God, the source of me, of pure consciousness, of saying, whoa, when they told me my brain was broken, told me my brain is broken to my parents. Literally told them that. She's got a broken brain. I am the broken brain. In the classroom, I was called the broken brain child. The child with a broken brain. That's what I was told. In my school, in my class. Yeah. Yeah. So after that, I shut down. I didn't speak. And then I was put in an institutional for 3 years as a child from the age of 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And I knew I didn't belong here. I knew I didn't belong where I was. I knew this is not where I belong. Eh? I knew that as I was walking down the corridor, a long corridor. I remember a long corridor. It's the age of 5, a little bitty girl walking, people making promises that I was going to get this and I was going to get that, and you're going to get so much sweets and you're going to have so much of this. And when I walked in and I saw what I saw, I went, wait a minute. This is not what you promised me, huh? This is not what you said I'm going to have. Yeah. 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 And I was left abandoned. No one to come help me. I had to sit there day in and day out. Yeah. Being threatened for my life because there was children in that class, in that whatever it was, space that I was in, were very violent. You know what I mean? These were very, very dysfunctional. They could not even feed themselves. Yeah.
I've seen
So-
evidence of these rooms. I've taught in these rooms.
Yeah.
As
and
a
you got
teacher, ill-equipped to even know what
Yeah.
I was looking at in these rooms.
Mm. Mm.
The violence, the vindictiveness, the
Yeah.
lies that they've been told and drilled
Yeah.
into them,
Yeah.
fortifying just
Yeah.
constant deep rejection.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And horribly to say, my parents rejected me too. Mhm. Didn't mean to, but they did. They left me there because they were helpless. They were ashamed. They felt
Yeah.
ashamed.
But they were put in shame too
But
for
they were put
having
in
a
shame.
child, which
Mm.
the world labeled a broken brain. But look at, I mean, you're not broken. You
No,
just didn't
absolutely
fit
not.
the mode of their limited understanding or knowingness. They didn't even know of you.
Yeah.
The marvelousness, the geniusness, the
Yeah.
expansive expression of human mental evolution. They
Yeah.
were limited. They were
Yeah.
limited by a book that had a table
That's
of
right.
contents and an
That's
index
right.
of words, and they
That's
stayed
right.
in that place.
Mhm.
And you came beyond that.
Amen. That's it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
When you think about it, they excused themselves properly by saying, this is for your own best.
Yeah. That's it also.
They didn't
This
even
is
know what
as-
to tell you.
Yeah, this is as far as you can
put it
go.
on
This
you.
is as far as you can go. This is how far you this is as far as you can go. You can't go any further than this. You are
They're so limited.
absolutely trapped.
And
And
all
as a
of you
child,
in that room, combustion. It
there's
just
it.
combusts,
There's it.
exploded and explodes on itself
There's it.
inside every one of those children. All
That's
it's like
right.
vomit.
That's
because
right.
your geniusness had no expansion space.
There's it. Nothing. Yeah. Mm.
So all of that,
Mm.
that life and enthusiasm was
Mm.
it was busting out on each other, and y'all were limiting each other, and it was rage.
Yeah.
I need room. I am room. I'm beyond this room.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And then rejected from love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you are a miracle.
Yeah.
You are a miracle to be such a heart to the world. It's a miracle.
You might say you have a
don't have
broken
to wait
brain,
for
but
a miracle. You are the miracle.
you never had a broken heart. That's what's one thing that was grown. They may say you have a broken brain, but I would rather have a broken brain than a broken heart.
No, I don't want either. But what I do want to say is that with knowing that we all have genius, because that's our premise here, genius, greatness, and gifts. And that's really the premise that we stand on. And I really honor that. I really do. And to know that we all have that. We all have the genius, right? But it's been beaten out of us. It's actually been beaten out of us, to be really honest. And that's the only now knowing that the remembering of who we really are again is to go back into your heart. And it's a beautiful place to be in, you know, because only good can come from that. Only good can come from that. And so when we have to analyze and see how things are progressing around us and how they are treating us, it's that you ask yourself, how are you treating yourself?
Milo.
What's that?
Sorry,
What was
my wife was talking to our dog. But I just want to add that the way out of this dysfunction environment is to reconnect with our heart.
Absolutely. There's it. Yeah. There's it. That's it. Gee. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And it's 5,000 stronger than the brain. Do you know that? Brainwave. It's stronger.
The heart can live without the brain. The brain can't live without the heart.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah.
You can be brain dead and your heart will still be beating, but if your heart stops, your brain will stop too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you always got to ask your heart, how am I treating myself? Because why am I treating somebody with a criticism? Am I criticizing myself? Is there something loathing that I'm thinking about myself? Or is it just because people that are, let's just say, happy are not going to be hurting others? When people are successful, they're not going to demean others and think, have you ever seen that? No. They rise above. They come together. They celebrate. They celebrate the wins. But what's most important is the criticism that you give to yourself, what you tell yourself. So yeah, that's what I had to go through, and coming through that, and then very successfully coming through my schooling, believe it or not, and then gone back to the school and showed myself to them and showed them, this is what you said, what was retarded, that wouldn't amount to anything. I'm standing in front of you. And if a paper has to be a paper, then I showed them the paper, a certificate. And they just looked at me. And I said, that's right, you keep looking. You keep looking. Because I knew in my heart, there's more to me than what I'm experiencing here. I'm not going through this just in vain. It's something purposely has to happen. Because when I come out of this, I'm going to come out with smelling like roses. Yeah, thank you very much. Rose. I'm going to be walking around with my pain and feeling like just no good for nothing. Because that's what you get told the whole time. You're not good for nothing. You're not measuring up. You're not giving me what I want. No. That's a beautiful place to say, no, sorry. You're welcome to sit at my table, but you also can leave when you want to leave. Because I don't force anyone anymore. That is giving me my voice. Because I know now the voice it's my heart. And I know my heart's pure. And that's all that matters to me. Is what I'm processing now, what I'm really allowing and giving permission to say no. And that's what I love. And I was scared to love humans. Because humans have only hurt me. And frankly abused me. Yeah, no joke. There's no joke there. But I'm grateful, that I can come and be a witness today and say, yeah. Because it is a gift. Your life, my life is a gift. We are gifts to each other. Isn't that sweet? I love that. Yeah. I really love that. And I love how we can rub on each other, because with Sandrell's poetry and music, oh man, I start thinking, hey, I'm becoming a poet, I've started to write all these beautiful things. And it's unconsciously not knowing, but it's because of the energy, that you're around, that is inspiring you to go, whoa, I can rise above and could be turning into a pumpkin. Yeah, baby. Oh no. No, we are royalty, We are royalty. We are royalty. Yeah, we are king's kids. Yeah, man. There's no joke about that. So you got to be careful how you treat each other. That's all I got to say. Be very careful how we treat each other now. It's very, very important. No matter how they treat you, doesn't matter how they treat you. Got to be very grounded and say it's okay.
Yeah, I like what you
It's
said
okay.
about you can, even the ones who you could show the certificate to and say, yeah, look at it. Take
Yeah, look
this
at it.
in.
Yeah.
You can come sit at my table.
Mm.
But you know what?
Mm.
Don't bring anything but your heart. And you can partake of this table. You can partake of as much of it as you want.
Mm. 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 Mm.
But
That's
you
it,
only
Sandra.
get to eat love. You only get to eat
Oh,
peace.
come
You
on. Let's
only
go,
get
baby.
to
Food for
have
the
harmony.
soul. That's
You
it.
only
Soul
get to have
sister.
hugs.
Soul sister.
Come empty and leave full. Get as much as you
Ooh,
want.
girlfriend. Yes. Yes,
And
yes.
when you are satisfied, you can even recline at the table
Ooh, and enjoy.
and enjoy.
And enjoy.
Because
Put your
this
feet
is
up.
this is the flip
This is the
side.
flip side. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Sandra. Yes, yes. Yes.
And you will be enriched and I will be enriched. But if you
Hey,
bring
that's
any
it.
of that other stuff here,
No, thank you. No, thank
love
you.
will disseminate it.
There's
I'm
it.
telling you.
Telling you.
So you can
Telling you.
hold on
Yes.
to it if you want to, or you can
Mm.
embrace this.
Yes,
Because
it's
there's
it.
only room for love.
Come on,
and
Sandra. Bring it
expansion
home.
here.
Bring it,
Only.
Sandra.
Only.
That's right.
As a matter of
Bring
fact,
it.
I hug you and lean your
I feel
forehead
it.
forward and I
Amen.
kiss your forehead.
Oh,
You shall
yes.
no longer be known by your former spirit, only be
Hallelujah.
known by
Thank
the
you,
love
Tori
of your
Shara Baba
heart.
Bushara Basiande.
Yes, yes.
Tarabu Shara Baba
Hallelujah.
Bushara Baba Basianda
Yes,
Tarabasianda Kotoro Shara Baba Baba
yes.
Bushara Baba Basiata Tarabasiande.
Set your
Toro
table,
Shara Baba Baba
girl.
Bushara Baba Baba
Set your
Basianda Katara Baba
table.
Baba Bushara Baba Basianda.
Set your
Tarababa Baba
table.
Bushara Baba
The
Baba
feast
Basianda
is
Tarababa Baba Bushara Baba
unfolding.
Baba Basianda.
All
Araba
kinds of
Shara Baba Bushara
food,
Baba Baba Basianda
inspired
Karababa Baba
diets,
Basianda.
whatever it
Baba Baba
is
Bushara
that
Baba
you
Baba
are
Basiata
inspired,
Tarabasianda Tudu Shara Baba Baba
the
Bushara Baba
unfolding, the evolution, the revolution. Once you've tasted and see, you cannot go back anymore. When I was a child, I thought as a child. When I was the abuser, I thought as abused. But no more can that kind of energy shall I use? Nay, I feast. I feast on the delight of life. I feast on theta stimulation. I feast on the smile.
That's it.
That when I walk down the street, my smile can turn your frown upside down because I
Absolutely.
call it forth by the presence of me being in your presence. Good morning. How are you? Love and joy and peace be unto thee. My
Yes,
peace I
blessings.
give, my peace
Yes,
I
blessings.
leave with you.
Mm.
Go forth and live bountifully. Look up and be encouraged.
Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That is a prophetic word that was spoken now over my life. I just want to
Yes.
acknowledge that, firstly.
Hallelujah.
Secondly, I want to thank God for his word. It's never too late. It never comes late. It comes on the right timing.
Mhm.
And right now, only God knows, and I know that this is a confirmation, because it's been a real resistance to let go of that. Okay, the old identity. And now I speak as God's spoken life into me to allow me to say, relax, my little girl, relax. Just relax. I've chosen you. I've chosen you among the crowd. as I choose everyone who comes to me as a little child. Because you can only come into the kingdom of God as a child, huh? So as Craig speaks about the innocence, recovering innocence here, taking back what was lost, but God's going to double. Yeah, you know, for your former shame, he gives you twofold recompense. That means whatever was stolen, whatever was taken from you, I'm going to give you double for your trouble. Do not be weary of good season and doing good, because you will know it's me. Isn't that? And doesn't that just take the eye away from everything? Because we don't need to be I-centered anymore. It's we. It's us. And whoever and whatever you think, someone else is going to come and fill in the gap. Because you are everything, but it's not allowing to know that you have to be everything. Because you can allow others to be
Absolutely.
anything they want to be and anything they want to show you, because it's you that decides now. It's incredible. It's you that decides. Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful, and I received that, and it's wow, man, wow, thank you. Yeah, just thank you. Hey, thank you. that's you see, it makes it all worth it. You see, God says, no matter what you've gone through, I'm going to let you not have any rememberings. You're not going to remember. I'm going to slate a clean slate. I'm going to make it so clean for you that you're not going to know who the hell. When I say who the hell, I don't mean it in that way, but you're going to just allow yourself to say, heavens, open up now. Let it come. Let it come. Right? Because it's a state of just being, you know. It really is.
But you take all the wisdom
and you just take all the wisdom
pain.
And you just let it, because that pain made me gain. And you say, no, why do you have to go through pain to gain? But this is where we also talk about you and I being happy and being uncomfortable, being sad. There is no judgment on that. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, when you're in a place where that has been my strength, my joy has been my strength in my life, but it's been beaten down on me, you know what I mean? And so I've opened now, finding my heart again, because I'm not opening to be abused. You see,
Absolutely.
I'm not a victim, right? I am victorious. I am. I just am, you know? And when I realized that, wow, you know,
and that which has hurt you, you actually chose that.
I did because I wanted
of intelligence and ignorance at the same time. But now
absolutely.
you know.
But now I know.
Now you know.
And let me tell you what's coming up is oh my God, so much is coming up. So I'm just going to pause for a second, because
many times when you grow, you get the pain first, because you can go to the gym and train and make your muscles grow, but it'll hurt the first 3 days.
Yeah, there's it.
And if you stop, then the pain will go away, but you won't grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just gotta stick to the guns and work through the pain.
Yeah.
Not suffer from it.
Amen. Because today is a new clean day. It's like it's a whole new day. And it's going pretty fast these days. So I don't know about you, but these days are going very fast. And even Karina and I said yesterday, wow, this day's gone fast, right? Really fast. It's gone like really fast. So it's just like, what can come up today that, you know, I can be present with, you know? And I'm not moved, you know, I'm not moved. And these people can, in my life, especially my inner circle, friends, family, they know that was a very trying time for me, because, but I realized that going through and knowing that we're all powerful, I think that's very, very encouraging. And giving them the ability not to disable them, but to encourage them to know that, you know, we got this, yeah. We do. Yeah. Mm. That's why. Mm. Yeah, it's very good. Because when you're facing real dire straits, when you're facing real issues, I mean, I'm talking real issues, you know, and all that. But what came to me is that, like, yeah, even with money, we all need money, right? We all need money. But when you come to the place where you realize, what is the money going to do for me? That's the question, yeah. It's not the money that we're going for. It's what are we going to do with that money? What would we like to do with that money? I would like to buy a house for my sister. That's what I would like for that money coming. To buy my sister a house for her little boy, 10 years old today, this month, it's going to turn 10. Lost her husband this year. Suddenly, just like that, heart attack. 54 years old, went to gym, was very healthy. Just that's it. Got a phone call, you know? Yeah. And when I say that, when she called me, I was the first person she called. And she says, Nikki, you sitting down? I said, no, I'm actually outside walking. She said, okay, will you please sit down? I said, okay, I'm sitting down. Because, you know, us as a family, we're very dramatic. You can imagine 5 daughters of our mothers, you know, father, very like, there's no rationality. There's just like crazy. It was crazy. So we always used to say, sit down first, sit down and listen. So I sat down, you know, because I knew this was serious. You want my attention. And then when I sat down, she said, okay, Wayne's dead. Wayne died. Her husband of 26 years. That's not a joke. She knew him very young, you know, but she was with him and loved him. He was a soulmate, father of a child, you know, the provider. You must remember he was a provider. But yeah, we all learned to be providers in our home. We all learned from a very young age to work, to earn, you know. And so things are not that, you know, so she's yeah. And when she was going through that, I was just at my peak. I was coming through something where I just felt like, yeah, all this incredible things are happening of discovering and overcoming and realizing, wow, we're creative spirit. Wow. Wow. We're quite magical. Wow. You know? And when she was speaking to me, obviously my heart was like, it was shattered. I was just shattered. It was like, wow. And so what came to me, why did it have to come at that time? Because every time when I used to get very like incredibly intuitive in my heart and feeling all wonder and love, something had to always come and break it. When I say come break it, meaning stop it. But when that came, I thought, wow, why is that coming now? Why did it have to come now? And you know what it showed me? It showed me that I have the capacity to feel her pain, but stay in my power. Because I have enough and been through enough to enjoy her pain. Because I knew the pain that she was experiencing. And I knew the pain after, and the next day, and the next day, and the week, and the month, and even now. But the difference now in our relationship is not being the big sister just to fill in the gaps and like make it happen for her. You know what I mean? Like make it disable her and go, oh, no, okay, I'll do this. I'll do it. I'll fix it. And it's easy to do that, hey? It's easy to do that. Do you know what I mean? But I allowed myself to know there's something that needs to come out of this that's going to birth something so incredible that you are going to find your worth. Because we came out of the same home, you know, right? but we had different experiences. But with her and I, we were the youngest. I'm the second youngest, she's the youngest. And for her to bring something up of what she experienced through the years, because you must remember a lot of pain's coming up now, a lot of hurt pain. And when I heard the pain, I went, wow, this is deep. Because I never heard it from another. I thought it was just me going through what I was going through. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm very grateful. This is where I'm grateful for. I have a capacity to hold somebody's pain. And it means a lot because I never thought it was possible, because I always thought I'm the one that needs to bring the solution of happiness and they have to be happy. They cannot go, you know, they can't experience anything of discomfort. I didn't like it. It used to disturb me. I used to go into panic about it. I used to consume myself and I used to think, oh, but it was just because I needed just to allow myself to embrace my own pain. The pain that I was carrying, that I didn't know till I acknowledged it through having to witness it through my sister. And so that's why even more so now that I have to stand in my truths more so than ever. Yeah. Because it's not just money. It's not just money that helps people. You are wealthy. You are wealthy.
You can see that capacity just by how you filmed those other and enjoyed their moment. It's a capacity for someone you don't even know.
Yeah.
If it's joy, if it's sorrow, it doesn't matter. It's because you're aligned with yourself.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And it's beautiful after the core that we could have such a fruitful, you know, we were very clear of what was, and we acknowledge it, but then we ask the questions, you see. We ask the questions. How do you want it to be? How would you want to feel? Because it's a son's birthday coming up. How would you want it to, you know? And she told me, and I said, that's awesome. And guess what? That's what's going to be. Carl's going to have a magnificent day. He's going to have a beautiful birthday party. He's going to a game park with all roller coaster rides. He's going to have his day celebrating his life. And he's going to have birthday cake. And he's going to blow his candles. His grandpa and grandma is going to be there. His auntie's going to be there. I'm going to be there on a Zoom call. Yeah. You know, he's received my gift. You know? And on top of that, she's taken her walking shoes and she said, I'm going for a walk, Naniki. I said, that's right. You go walk in that sunshine, baby girl, with your son. Know that you hold each other. You got each other. We're not alone here. We got each other. I'm walking with you, side by side. Let me tell you, that's more than money can buy. Money can't buy that. Trust me. And as she witnessed it too, she said people can have a lot of money. They can have everything they want, but they're in bondage. And then you can have nothing and you're free. But that doesn't mean you have to, you know, either way you can have and enjoy. But I'm just saying, you know. So yeah, sometimes it's right in front of you and you just don't see it. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. It does. So yeah, this is quite something that's unfolding here. It is a miracle. Sandrell's right. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. We are miracles. And it's a miracle that we're breathing. Honestly, I'm telling you, man. It's So, you know, this whole thing of crossing over and transitioning and all that, I go, no, I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to just breathe. Just going to breathe. Stay in the present.
Enjoying the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's living for me, you know. God, it's living. Thank you, God. Thank you. And just having every single one of you guys and girls on this call, it's a miracle. A miracle. It's like going behind the veil. You know, you go behind the veil. Mm.
Being
The
able
beauty,
to
the
share
beauty,
the moment.
the beauty that comes out of this, right? Right? Was it just me? I mean, right? Oh my
What? Why is
goodness.
it just me?
I hope you get to see the videos. I just posted it into the heart-centered chat box. Yeah.
I thought Julia already saw them and wrote lovely.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. I haven't go check it. I'll go check it. I'll go check it out. Yeah, so I just want to say to all of you, I do. I do.
Beautiful.
I do. And I say, yes, 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 please. Yes, plus. And isn't it nice that we have that word, that we can go around with it, right? And have meaning to it and know that that is a yes. Because when you get a yes, that's all you need. Isn't that precious?
As
Yes,
Jesse said,
indeed.
yes, and.
What?
As Jesse say, it's yes and.
Yes, yes, and yes. That's what I say. Yes, and I said it in last night. I was saying that to Jesse, but I was saying yes. I had Jesse in mind. I said, Jesse, yes. It was crazy, but it's the truth. You see, that's really like, you can't explain that. It's in your DNA. You become it because you associate it with it. You spend time with it. You invest in it. And you allow it to just allow you to grow in it is the most beautiful thing you can give to somebody. But you know what's even more beautiful is when you hear it from another. And it's not about being validated. It's not about being praised and allowing you to feel like, yeah, you know, it is that insert word of affirming, I speak into your life now. Boom.
It's getting to know what you already know, just being told by someone else.
And that's the concept of why do we have to die and rebirth, is because we have to continue dying. It's a death every day. It's a death every day, but we get to reborn, rebirth, and remembering why we came here and why we came here. Yeah. And when we get to that process of letting the structure come with integrity, honesty, and seeing it, and it's far away, you can say that's what I'm choosing. Far, it's far, but it's not. It's just one call away, one text, one phone call. That's what I know, because I'm here. I'm a witness to it. I know this. Mm. And not to impress anyone, because I don't need to impress anyone. I'm impressing myself. I actually am here. I'm impressing myself as I go through this day, as I'm on this call. I'm actually impressing myself. Do you know what I mean by that? I'm observing me. Because I was, you get called so many names. It's very hurtful. It's very scarring. Get treated so badly sometimes for no reason. And then somebody tells you they're not going to love you. If you don't act like this, you don't do this, they're not going to love you. It's not love.
That has nothing to do with love then. If they expect
And
something from you.
Yeah, and even they stop loving you. It's a very hard thing to go through, but you got to love you. You got to love you. So I want to thank you for your love and your courage. And I said that before, but I want to thank you again. Because it means a lot. It means more than you can ever imagine. It's beautiful. And we think it's us speaking, and it is us speaking because we're here. We're not like, hello. We're here. Hello. But when you hear that voice, and it goes straight into like your heart chakra, and you feel it, and you go, really? Do you believe me? Oh, I believe you. I believe you. Really? Yeah. You got this. Oh, really? Yeah. And it's not trying to just make it up. I'm even if you have to make it up. Most things I had to make up. I understand that. And it makes it look like you're fake, but you're not fake.
You're creating.
You're freaking creating. There's it, Hans. You said it. So yeah, thank you very much for this. I'm going to dance after this. No, I am going to dance. I dance. Oh, I danced this one out, boy, and we're going to celebrate on this one like it's no one's song. I'm going to dance myself to every favorite song that I can sing today and write on this because this has been revolutionary, life-changing. Wow. And wow. Who would have known, huh? Who would have known? The girl with a broken brain. But that day it's over. Today it's over. No, today's over. Huh? It's over. I don't know that person anymore.
You outgrew her.
I can acknowledge her, but I don't know her anymore.
Your heart made her. You outgrow her.
No, I love the shit out of her. To be honest with you, I love the shit out of her. That's what I did. Honestly, that's the truth. And you can look at it in any other way that you want to look at it, but it's that love that I've given to myself. That was a love journey. It was a love walk. I had to learn the love walk. So yeah, it is a walk. We have to walk it through. We have to walk it. There's no other way. We got to walk it through. But yeah, we know that our steps are directed, right?
You're going to do it a different way now. You're going to dance through it.
Now listen, Hans, you and I listen, you got something going on here with me. You want to tell me something? Do you want to tell me something, Hans? Because you're on fire now. You're on fire. You're like turning me on. What is going on here, Hans? This is amazing.
You're always on. You're always on with your laughter and you're smiling. And
I'm telling you, what is happening, Hans? Like, what are you? Whoa. Absolutely. I'm going to dance to it. That's it. I'm going to dance to it.
That's what we need
Yeah.
to do. I go dancing outside each day. People look weird
Yeah.
at me. I don't. Yeah, they don't hear the music.
Yeah.
That's not my problem. It's their problem.
Yeah. Yeah. You sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get yourself getting in the groove, and putting a little music on does help, and listening to your favorite music. Yesterday, I mean, that guy with the saxophone, oh my God. I really want some feedback in the chat box, okay? I'm asking Jesse, that's on here, Hans and Chi. I really, really want some feedback. I really, really want to know what you think about that. What you loved about that, or what you didn't love about it. But I really want to. I would like to know what you like.
I can tell you already got feedback from all the others, I think.
You did? I did? Oh, this is so
Yeah,
juicy. Oh, this is making me so
I see
happy.
the heart in the side, it went
Oh,
from
am I
3
getting
to 7.
hearts? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm getting
So,
hearts, my dear. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
What a special occasion to have been magnified to. That's Alison. And
Yeah.
Sandrell, my connection dropped leaving the line for today. Love is always the answer. Yes, Sandrell. Bring it home. And this one says, Sandrell says, sweep off my feet. That's the kind of love. And she gives me heart, hands, prayer hands. And thank you, my kind of love with a hug. Now listen, I'm giving her hearts. I'm giving hearts, baby. My heart's going out to these people right now, to everybody. And I just want to say, you know, this is what's sparking me up, man, because we are creating a new earth. We are creating a new way. We're creating new structure. We're creating new responses. We're creating new behaviors. We're creating new ideas. We're creating new everything. And it's going to be better and beautiful and different and all that juicy stuff. And we're going to be sitting around, and please God, one day we will be on the phone. But when we see each other, it will be like the end result. We just know. Like, you know what I mean? Don't despise this, because you never know where this can go. You follow. You maybe have come on and just be curious. You maybe have come on and just listen. You maybe have come on and just wanted to speak. But the relationships that are being formed here, it's very solid, eh? Because when you heart-centered, maniac on a mission. When you just say, no, there's more to this than what we're going through. And there is a way out. That to me has brought me alive. This is what brought me alive. This is what brought me alive. Oh my God, when Sandrell says I'm going to put my arms around you, hug you, I'm really hugging now. I'm hugging. Yeah, I'm arms around everybody. And I voice out everybody. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. That we have had encounters with and spoke to and listened to and been encouraged and inspired. And
It's like you were saying, you're inviting everyone to your table.
Yeah, because we're all so powerful, and we're also unique, and in our gifts and our genius and our greatness, and everyone is just like a puzzle, and it comes together, and then we just make something beautiful, because that's who we are. So I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Sandrell. Thank you, Alison. Very powerful women, hey? Very powerful. Ooh. We're talking queen, yeah. Emily, I'm bringing enemy also Ebony. Sorry, I got it all. Enemy, Ebony. Also, queen. Jeannie, queen. Marshall, Jean, genius. Yeah. Mona. Mona. Yeah, Mona. Wisdom. So much wisdom there. Let me just gather these names that are so powerful, names above all names. We just give thanks to these ladies. Give thanks to these hearts, these real warriors. Oh, mothers, wives, friends,
And I want to thank
sisters,
you, Nikki.
daughters. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Oh my God.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Nikki, for sharing. That was very, very powerful. It was, yeah.
Mm,
We love you. We're with you. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like I said to Heinz yesterday, this is it's our mastermind group of the heart.
Amen. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Seeing that, you had to leave earlier, but we understood that you had another session and it was all booked and arranged. And like Pascal says, that's how he met you. But let me tell you, this is a masterclass, eh?
It is.
Make no mistake about that, my dear.
It is.
Oh, yes, yes.
We've grown so much in here. It's,
Amen. That's it, hey? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, right? Mm.
We are not the
I'm
same
very
as
honored.
yesterday. Yeah.
We're not. Isn't that profound? We're not.
Mhm.
We're forever changing. We're forever changing, evolving. So, that's the thing. I think what came to me when I used to feel very uncomfortable when somebody was uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because I thought I had to let go of being me, to make them comfortable. And then I realized that it's always been the fact that now I don't have to feel that it's my responsibility, that I can also say, yeah, I know how it feels to be uncomfortable my whole life, but to know that you can allow people to be where they want to be and where they're choosing to be and where they are, it's nothing than just embracing it and seeing it through together,
Yeah.
And I think as you as a husband, I love that because your gentleness and what you've gone through in your life could have hardened you very much. It could have really taken you on another spiral, but you chose this path. And this path that you have such beautiful children that today you're going to go to the school, yeah? Today is the day, right? You're going to the school.
I did.
And I just wanted.
Did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You did. How did it go? Can I ask?
Yeah. Yes, of course. But this instructor, this teacher, he really has some issue. I can see it because as soon as my wife and I and our son we entered the room, the meeting room, he was in attacking mode. He was in defensive mode. He was not relaxing. He was sitting with his arm crossing, and he was not open. And starting from the first moment to chop our son down, say that this is not for him. He's not able, and some kind of shit. And so I was just listening. Not saying anything. Let him speak out. Let him to observe him. Observe his body language, observe his face. But I can. There was so much tension in him. There was so much. So I don't. I don't feel this is got anything to do with our son. But it's the instructor there's something wrong with.
Is it?
Because his place as a teacher is to nurture the student, to encourage.
That's right.
But he did the opposite. So this is, as I see it, this it's a good thing too. Then we know that we have to go to a better place.
Wow.
Because when the school is not doing what they're supposed to do, hey, we find maybe it's a good time to say goodbye and thank you, and
wow,
because he was not listening. When I tried to ask him some question, like I was asking him to tell me a little about his story and his path towards being instructor, being teacher. What is his goal? What is his purpose? Why is he choosing that path? And right away he started to defend himself. Why were you asking me like that? Why? Hey, I would love to hear, I would love to know the people who are dealing with young people, with our future. I would like to know what, yeah. But he was so defensive. He was
Yeah,
so,
is it? Is it?
I couldn't get through to him. So I said,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I felt with him. I could see he was so, there was something inside him. It was obvious
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
his mind or his heart has been locked down for years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it does nothing.
Yeah.
I cannot reach into him. So I blessed him. I wasn't
Yeah.
mad. He can only give what he have in his heart.
Well, I can tell you from experience, as you heard, that teacher,
Mhm.
that was my first grade teacher, for goodness sake, a first grader, you know what I mean? And then told me, and told my family, my parents.
Mm.
Yeah. And then when I went going through all that, when I got to college,
Yeah.
guess what? There was one teacher that changed my life. Her name was Mrs.
Mhm.
Page. Her name is
Mm.
Mrs. Page. If she's listening to this, Mrs. Page, I love you. She knew that her brother was dyslexic. And she came up to me one day and she said, Nikki, I'll ask you a question. I said, yeah, sure. And I never knew. I mean, I always tried to hide it. I tried to hide it
Yeah.
really well. She said, are you
Right.
dyslexic? And I said, I looked at her and she had this beautiful blue eyes. And I still said,
Mhm.
Mrs. Page, you've got beautiful blue eyes. She's Nikki, you're not answering my question. I said, okay. I said, and then she said, can I tell you something? I said, yes, please. Because I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to confess because I thought it was a shameful thing. It was terribly shameful. And then she looked at me and she said, you know what? My brother's dyslexic. I said, really? And then I opened my mouth. I remember it like it's today. And I said, really, Mrs. Page? So what are you saying? She says, no, nothing. I just know how to teach you. I said, really? She says, yes, I do. And if you want to, I can give you extra classes, extra lessons.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
looked at her and I said, really? She said, yeah. And guess what? I'm not going to even charge you. They're going to be for free.
She was a real
Because let me
teacher.
tell
Yes,
you,
about it.
when I was in the college, I was also doing a trade.
Mhm.
And that trade was hairdressing.
Mhm.
So to get to the college, I had to work part-time in the salon, full,
Mhm.
and then be able to go once a week to college. Do you understand that?
Oh.
So
Wow.
doing the apprenticeship, but then also doing a college to go through, that I could also, and then my boss at the time that I worked for, he paid for my college because I was working in the salon. Yeah.
Right.
So that was the contract that I had with him. Because after that year, after that contract came, there wasn't any other contract like that. The students had to pay. I was the last one of that year. And so when she said, I will give you free lessons, I said, yes, please. Yes, yes, please. And I had other co-workers that worked in the salon with me. There was two of us in the same salon. And there was other people in other places all over. It wasn't just salons. It was just, what we had to go through as apprenticeship, but going through college. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not bragging, okay? I'm not going to brag, but I am going to tell you my result. I became the best student in that class. And I'm not joking.
Of course.
And the score, the results, the marks don't lie. You know what I mean? An A is an A, baby. It's N a C when you got an A. You know what I
All
mean?
it took was the.
But
all
you
it
know
took
why
was
I
the
got
right
the A,
teacher.
Chi?
Mhm.
You know why I got the A? I had a good teacher.
Exactly. All it takes.
It was the teacher that had the
Mm,
faith in me. She had the discernment. She had
Yes.
the experience,
Yes.
the need of knowing that this is
Mhm.
not a stupid person standing in front of me.
Mm,
This is a person that needs a different way
Exactly.
a different way
Mm,
to process what needs to be processed here. And
Exactly.
I've got the tool.
We all different.
We're
Yeah.
all different. And here I
It takes
am.
a teacher to.
I mean,
You're right.
yeah, I'm in a class of 26 other students, eh? This was a big class. This wasn't just a little bitty 4 or 5 people. This was 26 people.
Mm. But she
And
saw the beauty in you.
She
She saw the potential in you.
she saw the potential. She saw that I got what it takes because I was a work ethic. I was there on time. When like every time I was waiting for her to open the classroom door.
And the same.
I was the first one at the classroom.
Mm.
She saw that. She told me that. I said,
Yeah.
how can you help me? I asked her. She trust me. I said, I do. Just like I trust you, and I've seen you show up, Nikki, relentless of however it was.
Yeah.
You were the one that was every time.
This
Other
teacher,
students weren't.
This teacher, he only knew our son for a month or two. You know, he's
Yeah.
trying to tell us everything about our son, and we knew him from his birth.
Yeah.
He tried to
And then
tell
you
us
have
that-
to hold on what the teacher says. Because if you,
Yeah,
the
but he
teacher
didn't
is
listen.
just a human being. It
Yeah,
just learns a
exactly.
curriculum. It just learns a
Yeah,
curriculum through a book. It's not living. It's not knowing that little every ounce of what is going to come out of this person.
Right.
And that is what's so sad about the education.
Exactly.
Because it's not education. It's
It
not
is
bringing
not,
out the best. Education is educata. It brings forth. It brings out of people. It brings out the best in them. You know? Mm.
It's,
So yeah, I don't have time for that.
yeah.
I don't have time for that. That's why I also many times, you know, and I go, no, thank you. It's okay. It's going to be okay. They tried to do that. They tried to do that, but it didn't work. It doesn't work.
You know,
And that's why.
Yeah. There's so many teachers who are destroying the you know, a lot of kids' lives, and you know.
Oh, it's all in the school. You see,
Mm.
if you think about it, it's actually going to the wolves, to be honest with you, because they've got so much pressure. It's bizarre with all the phones and the internet, and they are criticized and judged, and you know it's not developed. The brains are not developed yet, and they're all like running on their on you know on not knowing, you know, just not knowing.
I agree.
You know,
I agree with everything you said there, Nikki. So yeah, there's something wrong with the system, with the school system.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they don't teach you anything really, to be honest with you. I mean, look, English is
Thumbing
important.
down.
Yeah, you know, science.
It's all about thumbing down.
Yeah.
But they don't nurture creativity or
no, they don't.
anything like that.
No, they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to make money.
If you
know what I
ask
mean?
them something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't.
They don't like you ask, you know, a serious question.
Yeah. But they're quick to tell you. And you got to just say, okay, yeah. No, you got to say no. And that's,
can I ask you something, Nikki?
Yes.
Are you a hairdresser?
No, I was. I am still. It's always in me. I cut a few people's hair. But I had a hair. No, I had hair salons. I first was a hairdresser.
My wife is a hairdresser.
Oh, I'm very proud of being a hairdresser, my dear. Hairdressing is one of the most creative thing I can do. I love it, and I'm very good at it. I'm just
my wife,
yeah. Oh my God, I'm a colorist.
She cut our dogs.
Yeah. No, I'm a colorist. I'm a hairstylist. I'm a cutter. I'm a makeover. You know, I used to do makeovers and all that, and I did it for many years. You know, and what came to me was I had some salons. You know, and I also had salons in my own city, but also salons in other countries. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a franchise, so I had these salons, and I loved it, and it was lovely, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, and then it came to me where I said, yeah, well, for reasons of situations, I sold the other salons that I had for many years. Yeah, and then the salon that I was working in, I was, you know, managing that also, but also, and it was wonderful. I mean, it's the happiest days. I went to work, not working. It was pure. It was
I can
going to
imagine.
play.
Yeah.
I was just going to play, and I had the most incredible clients and clientele in there. And the only thing why I didn't say give it up, because when I came here, I opened a little salon in New York in the East Village, and it was nice. But there was, you know, there's a time where you say, I need change. You know what I mean? I want change. I chose for change. I loved it, but my time was. I did it for almost 20 something odd years. You know, that's a long time. You know what I mean? And I felt like, yeah, I was going into more of something more that I chose. Then I chose makeup to become a makeup artist. So I'm a makeup artist too.
Oh.
So yeah, and I went to college for that too, to do makeup too. Yeah.
Great.
And what was beautiful about it is that when I started to go into my passion and what I started to say, what I really love, the marks on my paper was 98. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I can prove it to you. And not need to prove, but I'm just saying.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Pass with a 98%.
98. Yeah.
98%.
Wow.
That was like the top of the class.
Mhm,
You follow?
mhm.
And so,
Mhm.
but it wasn't so much that I was going for that. I was going for it because I was loving what I wanted to experience in doing makeup. And also makeup is something of real creation because you mix colors and you create a lot of beauty. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of beauty. You know, when you do somebody's face, when they see themselves afterwards, they go, "Oh my God, who's that? Do I know that person?" And you go, "Yeah, that's you." Just
It's
with a
an
little
art,
bit of
yeah.
makeup.
Yeah.
So makeup
It's an art form.
can really, yeah, makeup is a very good thing to do. But I'm just saying, and so when I went into that, and then I went into fitness because I love fitness. So I went into studios. I had my own yoga studio, and then I did yoga.
Wow.
I did hot yoga. I got instructed in that. I taught that. I teach that. I love that.
Wow.
And I've learned a lot of real insightful things. That's how I want to live and what I want to be in a Zen zone of going in and being just what I love. And now I'm at a place where I can say, yeah. Is it labeling myself? No, I've always been a coach. I've always been a coach. You know what I mean? Coach is just a vehicle. Just takes you from one destination to the next. I'm not anything than you and I, you know. But what I have decided, and it's a big decision because, you know, there's this whole new understanding of where I want to be and how I want to approach life, and knowing that I've tapped into my gifts and I've tapped into my greatness and I've tapped into my genius. It's a most beautiful thing because now I can come out as I've always been, a diamond. I just had to hide for a while. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a diamond in everybody.
Exactly.
You know, but it's the criticism and the comments and the opinions of others that dim our light. They dim our light, and that's why you can't allow that to dim your light. So I always say, focus on what you're strong at, focus on what you really, really love to do, and stick with that, even if it's one thing. Because you see, I'll tell you what happens with one thing. It multiplies.
Yeah.
Because when you can look after one thing that you're good at, other things come and add on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did
And
it.
that's when, yeah. And then
You
and
proved
that's
them
when,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
All
And
the naysayers.
that's what it is. It's just what it is. And then and I'm just the best I can be. I'm not being the best for somebody else. I'm not here to compete. I'm not here to compete with my clients even, because I am not the one that makes them and gives them the results. I'm just there to hold accountability and give them what they need to know, what they need to know to take the action, right? And for that reason, that I can look at them and say, hey, if the outcomes comes out or the outcome doesn't come out, I've given you my best. It's not me. Yeah,
Being
it's
the
just
best you can
giving.
be.
It's just doing your best. Just be your best. That's all that's required. There's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the
Wow.
outcome, whatever the outcome is, it's not your job to say that was me, that I changed that person. No, you didn't. Because we
I'm
want to give
so,
the glory,
you know,
we want to bring the glory to ourselves again and pat
Mm.
ourselves on the back. But that doesn't last long. You know?
I'm so grateful, you know, for you sharing this. It's so, yeah, we can all learn from it. And
Yeah,
you've done
just
it.
be your best. Just be your best.
Mm.
I really honestly honor that. And
I love
knowing
your
that,
story.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. And it's the first time I've ever shared it, eh? I shared it little
Beautiful,
bitties,
beautiful.
but this
Yeah.
is the time where I felt this is what Sandrell spoke into my life. This is what has been coming to this place. And having Hans and Jesse and everybody support that, and Craig and Joe and you.
This is a safe place, you know. This is where we can show our
Yeah, and
vulnerability
it's been very
express our
messy
feelings,
also. Let
and
me tell you, it's been
we
very
all
messy.
like-minded, and
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also very messy. And that's also okay, you know?
it's okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because the messiness is something that sometimes you have to just go through. Because how would
It's
you know
like,
if you don't go through it?
It's like, you know, the lotus flower can only grow
Is
out
it?
of mud.
That's right. That's it. Yeah. So I guess we all lotus
Yeah.
with a thousand petals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love you guys. I'm gonna have to. I love
Thank you.
this,
Thank
and
you so much,
I am
Nikki.
so
Yeah.
grateful for this time together. I know I belonged it a little, maybe too long, but I'm gonna see you tomorrow this time, maybe a little
Jessica.
earlier.
Yeah. Love you, Nikki.
I love you guys. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Cheers, Jesse.
Have a
Cheers.
great day.
Thank you.